Okay, well, the railroad was built in 1868. That's when it started. And it took them many years. By the time 1900 came around, they had made it all the way to Oneonta. But initially, in the first 2 years, they made it up to Phoenicia and Highmount, in that neck of the woods. And it was really very, very curious to me is when you chartered a railroad, you had to have a reason to do it. And the reason they did it was to bring hides from South America by boat to Rondout and then load them on a train and take them up into the Catskill Mountains to tan them. So you can imagine how nice that smelt, those raw hides from South America in a boat. How'd you like to be on that boat?
That's actually a pretty, it's the first thing you'd expect.
Yeah, but as things progressed, the tanning leather using the acid made from the bark from the trees of the Catskills, mainly the hemlock and the red oak, they almost completely stripped the Catskill Mountains of trees. And if you look at pictures of the Catskill Mountains around 1880, 1890, everything is bare. And it's really phenomenal.
Like it is today.
It's really phenomenal to think that they almost clear-cut the place. But by the time they got the railroad finished, they had developed the chromium tanning process, and they weren't doing it anymore. So the railroad then, of course, was there, but it really became literally the playground of politicians and wealthy people from the big cities, and everybody was trying to get away. And this was first a tourist railroad. Matter of fact, in 1913, 676,000 people rode this railroad in one summer. Imagine that. And there were huge hotels in the Catskill Mountains. The Carterskill Mountain House had over 1,000 rooms. It was the biggest frame building in the world, and it was over a mile around the foundation. And a lot of these places burned because in those days they didn't have a lot of regulations and automatic sprinkler systems and everything else. So this one, they had a grease fire in the kitchen and they couldn't get it out, and it took the whole building, took the whole business. But then as time passed, the farms got a lot bigger because once the railroad was here, it was easier for people to get here, and it was easy to produce more than you needed in a farm, because most farms were just like a little family farm and they just met their own needs. But when the railroad came, there was a means of getting produce and milk and stuff out of the mountains and down to New York the same day. Because when the railroad was built, it was an all-day trip to go from Kingston to Phoenicia, and now all of a sudden you could do it in an hour. You know, it really changed everybody's idea of what the Catskills was about and what was going to happen. And they eventually had through Pullman service from Washington, D.C., and this was a place where a lot of government people and you know, politicians and stuff would come up here for a weekend and get a nice place. Come up to cool off, right, exactly. So, but then as the farms developed, there was more need for feed grain, so feed grain started coming in, and then lumber going out, and there was some what we call bridge traffic, where coal was brought from Oneonta to Kingston off another railroad, the Delaware and Hudson. And but for the most part, it was kind of just about making it. There was many times the railroad was reorganized and you know, went bankrupt, and somebody else bought it and tried it and like that. And here we are now. We started in 1983 to restore this railroad because it is the first railroad in Ulster County, and make it available to everybody to take a train ride. And of course, if you're not aware, we have another portion of this in Phoenicia, about 6 miles of track done up there. And so every year we do more track. We put in about 1,000 ties a mile, and we're all volunteers. There's about 150 of us, and we all work at it pretty hard. But we all enjoy it, and it's really nice to be part of something that is big, because this is a big project. We've been at it since '83, so it's quite a number of years already.
We're expert recyclers. Let's not forget.
Oh yeah, we make, like this caboose you see here. This was a total burnout. We got it for nothing. City of Newburgh gave it to us, and our took us a year, and we straightened out all the bent stuff, added new steel, painted it up, put school bus seats in it and everything, and made it useful. And that's pretty much what we do. We do an awful lot with very little. And hopefully we'll be able to continue. We lease the railroad from Ulster County, and we'd like to get that renewed soon so that we can look forward to another 25 years or so of putting this railroad together.
Get to finish it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
You're very welcome.
It's fine.
obviously there's tires and this is a hand. Oh yeah, the What do you think about the ride? And have you ever been on it before?
I haven't.
So what do you think about? Are you ready? What do you think about the train ride?
It's nice. I think it's a good thing to have for everyone to come out and see how the old train tracks work.
Is this your first time riding?
Yes, it is.
So what do you think of the ride so far?
It's great. We've done it before, about a year ago.
Thank you.